everybody, what is going on? It is Hammer Away. You know, it's Wednesday. It's a later show today. We're just stepping our toe into the late night. Why the hell not? Some of those late nighters ain't so funny anymore.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
All right, so look what we've got here. I'm going to have, this is a kind of a throwback to a couple shows ago when we were talking with Alan Kuczer from Rev It Up. So what I'm going to do is step back to that because he sent me a package. So we got an unboxing tonight, but you know what? Hold on just a second. I got to run and grab something real quick. I did one of those stupid things where you leave your phone somewhere. And I thought, well, since I got the graphic up, I might as well just leave that up there so y'all can be ready for that. So yeah, hop in and chat. If you guys got a question about anything, music-wise, something you may have heard that you thought was really, really cool, something you want to know if I've heard that was really, really cool, and I have something to tell you about that's really, really cool from a really, really classic band that you may have never heard. And these guys have been around for a long time. So you know what? Let's go ahead and take the graphic off. I'm ready. I found my phone. It's all good. How's it going? I'm freshly clean. I got a shower. So we're all ready. I got one of my favorite beverages. Unfortunately, it's not like a spiked beverage. That's nothing too special. It's just some lemon juice along with some sparkling water. So good. And good for you. So there you go. The only thing I'm out of is my little flavor bottle thing. So, but that's not why you're here. Or is it? It could be. I don't know. Wonder what he's drinking tonight. And then I got me another package, too, something I ordered that I'm glad is here. And before I get into that, though, I never shared this with you guys. I realized the Graham Bonnet show was fantastic that I saw recently with Marco Mendoza opening up. And I never showed you some of the stuff that I got that night. Here's my ticket. So I kept that. Also, I was able to, while I was speaking with Bethany up by the stage, was able to secure not one, but both set lists. How about that? And got them signed by some of the guys. So it's pretty cool. That I'm telling you, that Viva La Rock song, Marco Mendoza, check it out. So good. That album is fantastic. I love it. Then I took this to have it autographed by Marco, the Second Blue Murder album that he was on. There he is on the couch with John Sykes there. And so great record. I still kind of like the first one a little bit better. This one was a little bit, it was different, yet still kick ass. I love the opening track, We All Fall Down. It's just smoking amazing. Then I took this Day Out in Nowhere, the latest album by Graham Bonnet Band, and had everybody sign that. That was great. So that was fantastic. It's a great record. Do yourself a favor. I will say it again and listen to that. It is great. If you want a good, I like it because it's a great solid record. You're not going to worry about shitty music. It's fantastic. It's always good like that. You know, like Judas Priest. I've been talking about them with these last two records. They're still doing great. And these last two records were proof of that. And then I had to take, this was a classic record, a classic moment in hard rock and metal, back in the Castle Donington days before they changed the name, with the unfortunate incidents that happened there. But this I found, I bought this when it came out. It was 1980, and I bought it at Co-op Tapes and Records in Peoria, Illinois. I'll never forget, it was on the back wall. You walk in the front, and it's a long shop, and it was on their wall rack. And It is Castle Donington, Monsters of Rock with Rainbow, Scorpions, April Wine, Saxon, Riot, and Touch. It's a fantastic record. It's live. It's beautiful. And Graham signed it. So that's great. So he was there with Rainbow after their Down to Earth album. And it was great. It's kind of an interesting record, though. You would almost think it would be a double record, but it's a single record. And it's got some fantastic songs on it. So we'll go through that one day. That's not why we're here. And also, I do need to get some rest, and I'm sure you guys do too. But we got some things to talk about. I do want to bring this up, though. I made a playlist. Okay, this is my dream. I've had this record out multiple times. It's over there. I'm not going to pull it out again because I've taken it out of there and I've put it back, taken it out. Wait, taken it out, put it back, taken it out, put it in it. Had to get the directions right. And I'm tired of doing that. So anyway, it's all right up there. It's Spider-Man, Reflections of a Rock Superhero. And I've talked about it because this is a dream interview of mine. I just checked in with a buddy of mine who's out east, which is actually where my wife is right now too. These guys are getting ready to play a bunch of gigs out there. They've got like, I think 4 to 6 new gigs. No, I think it's 6. And I think a couple of them, they're playing multiple nights at the same place. So is possibly what it is. But the band is Crack the Sky. If you've not listened to them, I may change my mind as to where to start with these guys, because I think I've heard just one. I think I've finally heard one of the another of my favorite all-time live albums. I'm going to look here and just check it out here, because I put it in to my playlist and I just finished listening to it, and it's brilliant. Let's see here. It's from their live album Cut. That's what it is. And I'm going to go to the album here. Let's see if we can find if we can go to the album. Yeah. Yeah, it's Cut. It was from is that 1998? Yeah. And is that right? Is it not Cut? It's not Cut. It is not Cut. I'm wrong. See, I'm still learning. I'll get this. Hold on. There it is. Live. Duh. No. Cut was 1998 still. But this is recent. So that's the best thing about this, is that it's recent. All right, it's a recent release, but it is from the is it Recher Theater? A Reacher Theater, whatever, from 99. So it is right after the Cut record. Wow. Okay. So maybe it's the Cut tour. I'm going to learn. We'll learn together on this. All right. So anyway, but it's their live album, and it's got 20 songs. It's 2 hours. It's almost 2.5 hours long, and it's fantastic. If you've never heard these songs, don't worry about it, because you will love this. The music is great, and their musicianship, holy crap. The bass sounds fantastic in the mix. You will love it. So check it out. Hey, what is up? There's Alan right there. How you doing? Oh, he says ROCKIT. Thank you. That's what I love to say all the time. So yeah, but just Crack the Sky. Check them out. Some of the guys in the band were key players and writers from that Spider-Man record that came out in 1978, and is available. Let's just take a look, because I'm a geek. Let's just take a quick look on Amazon and check it out. It was expensive at one point. Rock Reflections of a Superhero. Whoop. And we'll dive into this record because it's really worthwhile. It still holds up, and Okay, so there's an it says audio CD, $299 with $5 delivery. One left. Wow. Somebody else has it for 119. Somebody else has the CD for $93, probably plus shipping. Good Lord, people. I don't, it's so strange that it's so I don't know, rare, I guess. I bought it for less than $7. Brand new. When it came out on CD, they released that Spider-Man record with extra tracks. So I'll tell you what, let's see if I can. I think I put this up there on the screen before, um but it's worth it, if you ask me. Um you can check it out though. I think it's on Spotify. I think it is. Let me drop this artwork in so you can take a look at it. Spider-Man. But man, it's a good record, and these extra tracks that are on it really are fun, personally, especially if you're a Spider-Man geek. You know who's a big Spider-Man fan in the music world is Victor Wooten is. I almost said Wooten. That's not right. It's not Victor Wooten. It's Victor Wooten. And I had a chance to meet up with him at the NAMM show. I've met up with him a couple times, but met up with him at the NAMM show in 2004, and he had his Spider-Man jacket on, which was strange to me now that I think about it, because it was August in Nashville, hot as shit down there. That's the reason I was there, to be honest, because my friend, God rest his soul, didn't like the heat. He didn't do well in the heat. Yikes! What happened? Where am I? Where? Where the? What the? What? Am I not in right now? It's so weird. Okay. Wow, that's really okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Little technical weirdness. I can't even say difficulties, just weirdness. I must have two somehow I must have two windows up here. Somehow. So anyway, that's that. So anyway, um but it's where I don't even know where I was. My friend Guy, I said something about him. But anyway, Spider-Man record. Yay, good. Love it. Check it out. I'm gonna look on Spotify here, see if it's out there. So I wonder how to pronounce that. Live at the Reacher Theater. It's Recher. So, but I'm telling you, this Crack the Sky, it's amazing. Um, let's see if we have rock reflections. My typing is not great, people. Yep, it's out there on Spotify. You can check it out. It's probably on Apple, whatever. But it does have the extra songs in it. Um, I do believe. Hold on a second. This might just be the original. No, I think it does have the extra, because I think No One's Got a Crush on Peter. Yeah, I don't know. But it's High Wire. It starts out with Peter stays and Spider-Man goes. Square Boy. That's all been on their point of view. Spider-Man. Yeah, No One's Got a Crush on Peter. That's the new track. So this does have the new stuff. So the original album only had one Doctor Octopus track on it too. So this one has two. I am really getting geeky here, aren't I? I love it. I love it. I hope you love it. Um, it's probably different than any other podcaster out there talks about. I don't know if anybody else talks about this record, but it led me to find out about Crack the Sky. So I didn't know anybody else that was on that label, and they were on that label. So that's when I realized. So it's a dream interview of mine. Let's hope it can happen. Let's all just hope that can happen. All right. So let's take a look at what we've got, and I'll let you guys get to it. Unless you guys got a question, ask me a question. Throw me a line. Throw me something. Throw me a bone. Throw me a bone here. All right. I'm so glad to have this. I just watched it recently and fell in love with it. And let's see what we got here. Is this the? I wonder if it's both. Oh, what? Okay. This is 2 discs. So I'm eager to know what the other disc is, whether it's a live deal or if one is the Blu-ray and one's a DVD. It's dark in here, so yeah, I think that's what it is. So it's the Go-Go's. There we go. It's in a regular DVD box. That's what's making me wonder. But this is a great film. It's great to learn about these ladies and what they did in their pursuit of fame and business. I mean, it was, that's kind of the way it goes sometimes. It's you have to get over that. It's a business thing, you know. So the weather did not affect me here, except for just all right, I'm lying. In a way, here in St. Louis, we had a tornado come down right by the zoo. If anybody's been to St. Louis, you've been to the St. Louis Zoo, right in that area. It tore right through there, went right through the park, and then kind of turned north and went through some of the neighborhoods that aren't so well off, So I'm hoping, as I often do, I don't know, maybe that's what I'll do with some retirement. I don't know. I'm hoping this channel can help out with that, with some of the things I'd like to do, whether it be raising money to help people out. But I'm hoping maybe that'll help rebuild some of those areas and get them back up, you know. That's one of those things where you're like, I hope people can come together and there aren't any opposing forces that are illogical and mean that don't allow that to happen. So, but no, here just a tiny bit of gutter damage, and we just had them put on. I mean, come on, ugh. So yeah. So the Go-Go's, awesome stuff. Now, let's see what Alan sent. I'm eager, very eager. Oh man, and I was talking with Stu Corden today over in England. He showed me something today that I don't know. I said, "Did you pick it up?" And he said, "No." And I'm like, "Dude, I'd really love to have that." I'll tell you about that someday if I get it. But in the meantime, it just remains a dream. Hopefully he'll be able to pick it up. But a huge thank you, Alan. This is really nice, man. This is great. I don't even know what's in here. I mean, I know what's in here partially, but I'm eager to get you one of my t-shirts. I'm going to send in brand new artwork. I knew something hit the floor. Yeah, look at that. Ooh, the Rev It Up pick. Love it. That's great. This has been, I got to thinking about it today. This is one thing that I'm really dying to do. This feels like a really nice pick for bass too. All right. It's got a QR code on it too. So there you go. What I'll do is I'll share that out there, Alan. I will do that. Thank you, man. This is great. Who all still likes getting physical music out there? I love getting physical music. It's like books, right? There's some people that, they love having the book in their hand. They don't want to have a reader. There's some people that just want the reader, so they can borrow books. They don't have to worry about collecting books. But there are some of us who do love collecting books. And I like that, and I like collecting vinyl. Look, another pick. Ooh, maybe we should do a giveaway. I'll do that. We'll do that down the line here. Nice. Rev It Up sticker. You guys got to check this out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that's a great card, brother. Sweet. Check that out. Nice, colorful card. I like doing cards. I do graphic design, and I love doing that kind of stuff. How you doing, Melissa? What's going on? It is a cool pick, and I probably ought to do that. I probably ought to do a giveaway soon. I need to figure out the best way to do that. Um, wow, this is great. Aw, oh, that's great. Wrote me a note, got the band card. Fantastic. And says, thanks for having me on your killer show. All the best in rock and roll to you. That's great. Thank you very much. And like I say, the physical music, I love it. Tangible, I love it. Tangibility. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, that's fantastic. You guys signed it. That's great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am going to download that and crank the crap out of that. Um, that's one thing on radio. You know, radio gets music now, but it's just sent to them. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. I love having people watch the show. If you have any questions, always chime up. If you got a question about something maybe that I've experienced or something, or let us know about something that you've experienced or one of your favorite bands. What kind of music do you like, Melissa? I'd be eager to know. I was just talking to a friend of mine at work today, and he was telling me about a country artist that he thinks would be good to cover, and I'm all about that. I do a lot of hard rock because I know hard rock. I know metal. I don't know all metal. I mean, there's a lot of freaking music out there. Um, and there's a lot of great music out there and stuff you're not really going to hear about, you know? So, how about that? There you go. For both of us, Alan. How about that? We're a team. Alan was really nice. He not only just when I say that, I don't mean Alan was really nice. Alan was fantastic. We had a lot of fun talking and just jibing about music and then when we were done, I will say this, Alan was really cool, real sweet to say this. He said, how can I help you? I was like, damn, that's really cool. So thank you very much. There are no self-made men. I am certainly not going to be one. That's not what I am, but because I would assume that my mom would be really pissed if she ever said that I said that. Self-made man. Yeah. Okay. Well, try getting here again without your mama. And see how that works. Oh, dude, that's freaking brilliant. That is brilliant. You know, if I was built more like the way I want to be built soon, I'd switch it right now. But I'm not, and I don't need to do that to you. It's late night. I don't need to send anybody to bed with nightmares. That's beautiful. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. It's soft. I love this. I love stuff on the side. Graphic designer. I love stuff on the sleeves. It's cool. So rev it up. Check them out, guys. Check them out. See them live. I'm hopefully going to be going. We'll see. This is another dream moment. They have a gig out at the Whiskey, right, Alan? And they're going to be out there with Faster Pussycat, and in August. I'm dying to see that because my buddy Sam Bam Colton is in Faster Pussycat, so I'd love to go out there and see him play with that band. So thank you very much, Alan. I want to step into my telephone for a second. It's the reason I went and got it. Every morning, you know, my phone knows everything because it's right here and they listen to you. I mean, I don't want to sit here and go, they listening, but they are. Because otherwise, how the hell does Google know that I love music? All of the headlines, many of the headlines on here are frigging about music. All right. Um, so what I'm going to do is I'm getting ready to jump more on here and pump out the information. Oh, you'll be there, huh? Yes, thank you. There it is, Saturday, August 16th. That's good. I was doing pretty good. That's what I thought it will be. I thought that's what it was. I will be at the whiskey, says Melissa. That's fantastic. Um, I hope I will be too. Because I haven't been there for a show yet. I've just been there when Keel had their reunion show out there in Hollywood. I was there, and we went by there and had. Was it there that we ate, or I think we ate at the Rainbow. Um, I don't know. I maybe have to put a shot of tequila in that next time. That might be really good. So one of these headlines. So what I'm going to do is kind of go through some of these headlines. Some of the headlines are good. Some of them are clickbait. I didn't like that. I had a quick video I did a while back when they had some clickbait about 3 bands that have no original members left. They're all dead. And I'm like, okay, but why is there a picture of Keith Emerson on there? Because Carl Palmer's alive. So they clickbait you in, and it's Emerson, Lake, and Powell, which I've done this eye roll before over this, so this is nothing new. But this tells me classic rock band losing longtime singer. It's time to pass the mic. So Kelly Hansen, I guess, is maybe stepping out, and he's already been out for this whole South American tour. Is it South American tour that they're doing? So it says a classic rock band is losing its lead singer after 20 years. Kelly Hansen, the longtime lead singer for Foreigner, announced his exit from the band during an appearance on NBC's The Voice. Yeah, on Tuesday night, May 20th. The singer will leave the band at the end of the group's 2025 summer tour. I've met Kelly a couple of times. We were fortunate enough to meet them when they were here. Oddly enough, my son had a Led Zeppelin shirt on, and we were hanging out with Kelly and with Jason and with Jeff. And Jason looked at him. He says, "Do you want me to sign your shirt?" And he goes, "Yeah." So my son's got his Led Zeppelin shirt signed by Jason Bonham. He was. I've heard some people. I don't know. They mentioned something about him, but Jason. But I've always had great moments with him. Even when I was at the NAMM show, after we had met him on the Foreigner show, at the Foreigner show here, backstage, I saw him out there, and I said, "Hey, I don't know if you remember, but we were talking at the show in St. Louis." And he goes, and I said, "My son was there, and my wife." And, "Oh yeah," he says, "Yeah, I remember." And I said, "Well, do you mind if I call up my son, and you might be able to say hi?" He goes, "Yeah, absolutely." So then I was just kind of hanging. I didn't want to push. And pretty soon he looked at me. He goes, "Are you going to call him?" And I was like, yeah, I'm going to call him. Yeah, I'll call him right now. So he was really nice and talked to my son again then. Singer will leave. Yes. Being the voice of Foreigner has been one of the greatest honors of my life, Hansen said during Foreigner's appearance on The Voice Tuesday, but it's time to pass the mic. So yeah. So I guess he'll be replaced. Let's see. Hansen, who has been Foreigner's lead singer since 2005. And if you haven't checked out the Hurricane stuff that Kelly has done years ago, check that out because he's great. He's great and a really nice guy. I mean, come on, he's a really nice guy. Let's see. Foreigner's lead singer since 2005. He will be replaced by guitarist Luis Maldonado. The guitarist took over lead vocals for Foreigner's recent Latin American tour dates, which Hansen missed due to residency issues. So, all right. So Luis has the voice, the energy, and the soul to carry these songs through into the future, Hansen said. "I couldn't be prouder to hand this off to him." All right. So Foreigner co-founder and guitarist Mick Jones thanked Hansen and praised Maldonado, a former guitarist for Train. There you go. Like those guys a lot for keeping the band going. There you go. Well, I'm going to have to see if I can get Maldonado on the show. If anybody knows Maldonado, let me know. And we'll get a Maldonado on the show. Let's see. What else did we have here? There was also legendary heavy metal band sends out urgent plea to fans. They're showing Iron Maiden. What's the urgent plea? With 50 years of experience rocking out on stage in front of packed crowds, the members of Iron Maiden have dealt with all kinds of disruptive audience behavior during concerts. But there's one thing they're apparently not willing to deal with anymore. In a statement shared to X on Tuesday, May 20th, Iron Maiden's manager, Rod Smallwood, the sheriff of Huddersfield, made a bold request to the band's fans ahead of their upcoming Run for Your Life tour, world tour, asking them to severely limit their phone usage during concerts. We really want fans to enjoy the shows firsthand rather than on their small screens, Smallwood said. Smallwood. Small. That's funny. Yeah. The amount of phone use nowadays diminishes enjoyment, particularly for the band who are on stage looking out at rows of phones. Has anybody seen the video with Rob Halford where he just kicks the phone out of the guy's hand? Killer. Love it. I mean, you know, these things weren't even available when I was going to concerts. I mean, you soaked it all in. And you know, any of you guys, there's so many of you guys out there that know exactly what I'm talking about. And there's probably some of you out there who never thought about using your phone because you don't want to do that, you know. And I really dig on that because it's a tough one for me. It is tough. So yeah, I get it. I mean, I'll go back every time. I'll go back to Elvis on that. When Elvis played out in Vegas, that must have been so weird because you have this inner ring that's off of the stage. He's used to people screaming and getting all up in his face there in concert, and then now you've got this big open area with these guys that are just they've either got mistresses or maybe their wives or their girlfriends or hooker, whatever, out to dinner, and they're not paying attention to who's on stage. You know, they're just having a dinner in this nice area. The guy just wants to impress them. I don't know. 10 no skip. Okay, so these are the things I'm going to be covering too. So my show's going to expand, so be ready for that. There'll be a lot more posts, a lot more things happening. Since I'm getting ready to retire. But you're hoping so. Yes, that'd be great. Yeah, I hope we all get to hang out and say hello. People used lighters in my day. Yeah, you're amen to that. I hear you. Instead of the little app that has a flame on it. Yay. Yeah. I don't do that. I still can't do that. So this is what I'm going to be covering sometimes. Just I don't want to rant about it too much, you know, but still these are clickbait things, and they also want to, I don't know. It's what they think. 10 no skip, 10 for 10 albums made by iconic classic rock bands in the last 25 years. What's one that you would say? Anybody? Chime in and let me know. What's an album in the last 25 years? So what is that? That's starting at 2000? Well, there goes Operation Mindcrime. God. Well, let's just find out what they're going to say, because I don't know. I mean, I know some. I mean, yeah. Anyway, let's just see what they say. A Different Kind of Truth by Van Halen. Okay. Number 9, The Wind by Warren Zevon. Okay. I like Van Halen. I like Warren Zevon, but okay. La Futura by ZZ Top. Let me know if you've heard any of these. Damn straight. Rev It Up. That's an album right there in the last 25 years. That's a 10 out of 10. Let's see. Okay. Mojo by Tom Petty and the Heartbreaker. You know, I'm not okay, wait a minute. All right, so let's just step back. This this is why I want to cover these sometimes, because a different kind of truth. That's from 2012. Really? I mean, if we're talking 25 years, start. How far back does this go? 2012. The Wind was 2003. Okay. And again, I like Warren Zevon. I'm not saying I don't like any of these guys. I love ZZ Top. All three of these artists so far. And then you got Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. I love Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. But I've never heard this record that came out in 2010. I've never heard Mojo. I don't know. Just Push Play? Maybe. Maybe. It's got Beyond Beautiful, Just Push Play, Jaded. I love Jaded. That's a song I don't get tired of. However, Fly Away From Here, Trip Hoppin', Sunshine, Under My Skin, Love Lies, Out of Your Head, Drop Dead Gorgeous, Light Inside. Good God, this album has 12 songs on it. Avant Garden, which ends, it's a 6.5 minute song. I don't know. I'd have to listen to it again to know. That's 2001. So there you go. Okay. All right. Black Ice by AC/DC. Again, it's got good songs on it, but I remember listening to Black Ice and going, okay, it's an AC/DC album. You know, it's nowhere near the heyday for me, but I don't know. That was 2008. Okay. Clockwork Angels by Rush. I mean, again, I love all these bands, but there's a lot of other stuff that came out. I don't see any Camelot on here. Springsteen, The Rising. Never heard it. I've never heard that whole record. Well, here's Steely Dan, Two Against Nature. I own that, but it's been a little while. And I tend to like all of Steely Dan. I like their whole album, so it's possible I'll listen to it again. Number one, Hackney Diamonds from 2023, the Rolling Stones. Who the hell put this list together? I mean, I don't know. Iconic classic rock bands. Okay, I guess that kind of puts it into its whatever. Oh, damn. Okay. I know you just touted yourself, but damn, that's a good one right there. Winery Dogs. Where the hell are the Winery Dogs? I don't know. When did Camelot come? When did Camelot hit? Put out just for fun. I know that they're not going to say anything about Camelot. Let's see. I just want to know when Epica came out. Let's see. 2005 for the Black Halo. So Epica was like 2004. Where is it? Yeah. Okay, let's just show all. Thank you. The Awakening, Eventide. Okay, here we go. There's a lot of I got some catching up to do. Okay, come on. Epica. Where is it? There's a lot to scroll through here. Ghost Opera. Oh man. One Cold Winter's Night is one beautiful live piece. Yeah, 2003. Epica. If you've not heard Camelot Epica, just do yourself a favor. Play it right after Rev It Up. Right after Rev It Up. It's great. It's great. And then, of course, you need to listen to the Black Halo afterwards because it's a continuation. It's the Faust story. But don't stop there. Step back 2 years earlier and listen to Karma. Kicks ass. So, yeah. Fourth Legacy is really good, too. Siege Perilous. Ah, the hell with it. Just listen to it all. So anyway, and then listen to the Spider-Man record and that live Crack the Sky album. It's all killer. I mean, geez. Again, if you're a musician and you've never heard Crack the Sky, this live album from recorded in 99 is, you will love it. If you don't, fine. Write me and say you suck, but you don't know what you're talking about. Any of that. Here you go. That has some good songs. I love the Rolling Stones. Yep, I like a lot of Rolling Stones too. I just don't know how it is as far as other albums and whether it's a 10 out of 10, whether all the songs are great. How do you feel about that, Melissa? Do you tend to, I think, Alan, you and I might have talked about this a little bit the other day, but how do you feel about that with albums that, whether it's a great album or a pretty good album or a good album or a album? Because a great album to me is an album you can listen to it. I'll give you the example. Epica. I took it to work one day and I had nothing else. It was only Epica. I put it on the CD player, put on my headphones. I listened to it all day. It ended, played it again, ended, played it again. So I must have gone through it 3 to 4 times that day, probably 3 times, because then I'd pause it and go and, take a leak, go do some copies, go do something. I had to get some coffee, whatever. You step away from your desk for a bit. So, but then I got in an argument years ago at a job with another gentleman who loved the, was it Bark at the Moon? Yeah. Yeah, it's Bark at the Moon. He goes, "That's a great album." I go, "Yeah, no, not a great album. It's got great songs, but it's not a great album." How do you feel about that? Because he said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, okay. You want to tell me that every time you put on Bark at the Moon, you're excited to hear So Tired? Do you like So Tired?" He goes, "Well, that sucks." I go, "Then it's not a great album. Great albums are great all the way through. That's the way they are. That's what they are." The Aristocrats. Ooh. I was a big fan of the Aristocats, but the Aristocrats, I do need to check that out more. I have recently checked them out. I just love this, that there's so many bands still for me to check out. There's also a great YouTube channel out there where I'm kind of going through and checking out some of the records. Again, for some of you who maybe haven't heard them, Hybrid Ice. Check out Hybrid Ice. Check out Cell 15. Check out Cell 15. It's the keyboard player from Hybrid Ice who is now doing some other stuff. And I believe he's working with Andy Collier on that. And it's just really good stuff. I think that's right. Yeah. So Alliance, check out this new Alliance album. I just had Robert Berry on the other day, on Monday, and a great record. That new album of theirs is really good. It's of all the newer releases, it's possibly my favorite. So, be whatever that is. So anyway, those are 10 albums. Okay. I mean, again, okay. I'm not saying, for anybody who loves all those records, I'm not saying anything against them. I'm not familiar with all of them, and I should be. Here's a headline. Iconic 80s singer is 71. Do you know anybody? It's a woman. Makes major announcement that leaves fans divided. Wow. Okay. Girls just want to have fun, and Cyndi Lauper's fans just want her to tour forever. The 71-year-old music legend shared some huge news on TikTok this week that left certain fans thrilled and others devastated. In a clip shared on Monday, May 19th, a pink-haired Lauper did a little dance for the camera wearing one of her trademark colorful outfits, a red plaid matching band-style jacket, with gold details over a white ruffled blouse, which with black pants and boots. I bet they were made for walking. At Christopher Walken. So they didn't fit her, I bet. At one point on an image advertising the first leg. I'm sorry. Let's try this again. At one point, an image advertising the final leg of her farewell tour flashed on screen, including a list of upcoming dates. Uh-oh. Okay. The comment section was a mix of fans expressing their excitement over the opportunity to see Lauper live and others lamenting the fact that she isn't planning to tour again. No, farewell, Cindy, we need you. Your amazing light in this crazy world. One person wrote, with someone else adding, farewell, no. I wish. Okay, I'm not going to read any more of those. Got my tickets for August 5th, somebody declared. I can't wait to see you in Milwaukee, the good earth. Gushed another fan as a Canadian music lover from Canada. Added, I'm so glad I'll be seeing you in Toronto soon. Something tells me there's going to be a bad moment here. Lauper, who will be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of... I'm not talking about that place. Recently told Billboard that the idea for the farewell tour came about while she was working on the soundtrack to her 2023 career retrospective documentary, Let the Canary Sing. Everybody turned around and said, why don't you do a farewell tour? She explained. Lauper agreed to do the tour on the condition that she would headline at arenas instead of theaters, which led to her first ever headlining show at New York's Madison Square Garden last fall. Despite her decades of experience, the True Colors songstress admitted to having a serious case of nerves ahead of the big night. Before I went on stage at Madison Square Garden, I wish I could talk like her. She's got that crazy cool voice. I was thinking, you idiot. You had all your friends come here, and if you fall flat on your face, everybody and all your friends are going to see, she said, adding, then I said to myself, no, be positive. Do not think like that. I was like, it's only rock and roll, but I like it. Whatever. Okay. Okie dokie. I don't know what anyway. George Harrison's final 4 words to the Beatles as he walked away from band. I'm not going to worry about that one right now. Legendary 70s rocker is 75, celebrates 47th anniversary of beloved hit song. That is Mr. Mark. What? Mark Knopfler has been the driving force of the band's sound, and his unique fingerstyle guitar technique has provided his playing an unmistakable sound. And he did the soundtrack to Princess Bride. Kansas Mask. Melissa, come on. That's a great record. I like Boston's first album. That's fantastic. But you know what? I'm just as big a fan of Don't Look Back. I think that album was great. I think its length was perfect. All the segues and everything weren't too much like they became after that. Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. I was just talking about that the other day because, yeah, I got you. I was just talking about it the other day because Alan Parsons worked on that. And The Wall. Great album. Yeah. Still live in the 70s and 80s. I know. It's because, you know why, Melissa? Because it's worth it. Yeah. I mean, but Melissa, come on. Kansas Mask. That's freaking brilliant. Thank you for mentioning that record. That is one of my all-time favorite records. It's up here behind Kiss because that's in my autograph section because I saw Kansas over in Illinois and I was standing in the front row like I do. And Robbie Steinhardt looked down and pointed at the record and he goes, and he motioned for me to hand it to him while they were performing. I'm like, okay. And he signed in black marker because I had a black marker, so I handed that to him too. In black marker, he signed on the black part. I was just like, I don't have a problem if you sign on the brown area where it's got all the sea creatures making the mask. I don't mind, but no, right on the black. So I'll get that out soon. We'll take a look because I'm gonna go. That's something I'm gonna do for some shorts, as I'll just go through kind of the story behind how they've gotten autographed and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, Kansas Mass, brilliant record. I mean, I'm just gonna bring it up because people need to know. That's 1975. It's a great record, and takes a woman's love to make a man. 2 cents worth. Icarus, born on wings of steel. Come on. All the world, beautiful song. And what a message for today. Child of Innocence, It's You. I mean, I forget about It's You, and I love that song. Mysteries and Mayhem, The Pinnacle, Child of Innocence. They have a rehearsal recording here and a demo of It's You on this little expanded edition. But what a fantastic record. Yeah. It ranks right up there with, I mean, there's other great albums that were early albums for these bands that were before when they exploded. Although I do have to make mention of this, Melissa. Thank you again for mentioning this record. I will thank you a million times. I'm that kind of guy. But I do want to. It is a funny thing, right? Any of you, also you folks out there that know Mask or love Kansas, it is an interesting thing when you see that they had their first album on which they had a serif type for a logo, and then Peter Lloyd did the Song for America album, and then their third record didn't have that logo, and then they did Left Overture, and that album had the logo again. So it's kind of interesting how they did that. They abandoned it and then went back to it. So my very first concert was BTO and Kansas Open for them. Holy crap! What year was that? Was that, say, 74? Was that like the Not Fragile tour? Which I was very fortunate to have met. I mean, okay. How do you do this? How do you do this? When people do bad things and they cause their names to be a little blemished, shall we say? And and here I sit going, oh man, it was really kind of cool. I got to meet Tim Bachman. Well, Tim Bachman ended up doing some shitty things and caught shit for it. So but he toured through with a group of guys, and I'll never forget because is it the bass player, guitar player? I think it's the bass player. Had this, classic. Oh, come on, Blondie, from the old cartoon, the comic strip. Had her, but she was in a dominatrix outfit. Yeah, that teaser. I'm like, that's freaking brilliant. Not that I'm into that. I'm just saying, seeing her as because she was a beautiful cartoon character, like Betty Rubble. 75 at the Capitol Center. So that was the Not Fragile tour, I believe. Unless it was because 4-wheel drive could have been 4-wheel drive, which I really like 4-wheel drive. I still thought it was a really good record. It was a little bit not so great. And I learned why later. It's because they were in such a hurry, and the record company was pushing them. So Randy Bachman has said that many times over that it was, it just wasn't ready. They weren't ready to put it out yet. So, oh, that's good. That's good. So, brilliant stuff, Melissa. Thank you so much. That's great. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I love these conversations. Um, so, so yeah, check out if you haven't checked it out. Check out if you like the Go-Go's. Check this movie out. This documentary about them with plenty of interviews, even with past members and the reasons why they didn't end up in the band in the end. Also, I think about some of the bands that came right before them and some of the stuff that influenced some of their music. And there's a real interesting um, fact about one of the members that you just by visual you wouldn't know it and you wouldn't guess it. Some of you might know what it is out there, but watch the film. It's really good, really good. And their music was a lot of fun. It was great. I played. I did an '80s gig once with some friends, and we got the beat. We did that, and I loved playing that bass line. It's a fun bass line to play. It's great. It is great. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back into playing in the band. We haven't been doing much for a while because of the fact that I did some renovation stuff here at the house with some friends, and it took a lot of time and stuff like that. So I'm ready to get back into it. So I'm getting ready to get on a blitz for that. Otherwise, once I'm done with the job, then I'm going to finish the war to end all wars and get this place together and start doing more podcasting here. So you'll have more content, more things to talk about, and we'll get into some of these headlines. Let's check out one more headline before I go, and we will sign off. Let's see what they've got. Wow, Jurassic World. No, thank you. OC's original punks describe the birth of the world famous Orange County Sound. Paul McCartney says working with Barbra Streisand on a new duet was nerve-wracking. Wow. Greatest rock bands from the 1960s, according to data. Wolfgang Van Halen breaks down his Uncle Alex's drumming, plays Van Halen songs. Watch. Ooh, so check that out. One of the world's finest guitar collections has been kept under wraps for decades. Now it's been opened, I'm going to guess. Here you go. Well, let's end with this. 5 forgotten bands that started and ended in the 70s. Let's see what we got. 5 forgotten bands that started and ended in the 70s. Okay, here we go. Ramatam. Okay. Well, see, this is cool. So now I know what I want to check out, right? Ramatam, 72 to 74. Would you consider Ramatam to be a supergroup? Some would. This 70s rock band features Mike Pinera, who was in Iron Butterfly and Blues Image, Mitch Mitchell from Jimi Hendrix Experience, as well as April Lawton. April Lawton. Is there a connection to John Lawton there? At one point, the band included former members of Big Brother and the Holding Company. Okay, let's move on. Fuzzy Duck, 1970 to 71. How about Creed from the late 70s? They had one record. Check that out. Fuzzy Duck, though, 1970 to 71. This is another very short-lived band that could be considered a supergroup of sorts. Okay, well, Creed's not a supergroup, but check them out anyway. The prog rock outfit Fuzzy Duck featured Mick Hawksworth of Andromeda and Killing Floor, plus Roy Charland of Crazy World of Arthur Brown and Paul Francis of Tucky Buzzard and Tranquility. Fuzzy Duck broke up shortly after releasing their only album in 71. All right. Kingdom Come. There's a Kingdom Come from 70 to 74. Okay, so it's fronted by Arthur Brown. So Kingdom Come. So check out Kingdom Come, and then also check out Asia. I think they had 2 records before Asia. See how I did that? That's like Creed. Check out Creed. Not Creed, but Creed. How about Coliseum 2 from 75 to 78? When one band comes to an end, why not create a new one? Oh, that's what happened to British Lions. Check out British Lions. They were mainly guys from Mott the Hoople, and they got together with another guy, John Fiddler, who later was in Box of Frogs. Um, Coliseum 2 came to life in 75 via drummer John Heisman, just a few years after Coliseum ended. This prog jazz rock outfit's debut, Strange New Flesh, is an honest delight. How about that? An honest delight. Um, Sadly, they struggled in terms of album sales, and the band's members diverted to other projects and bands by 78. All right. Armageddon, 74 to 76. So there you go. I guess that is it. And then they have an Almond Joy ad, which makes me want to have an Almond Joy. I love Almond Joys. Um, yeah. All right. Well, 5 forgotten bands. They have a lot of Beatles stuff on here too. There was a tons of Beatles stuff. 4 of the most skippable tracks on famous classic rock albums. Okay, now I'm just going down the rabbit hole too far. Run for Your Life by the Beatles on Rubber Soul. Are you freaking kidding me? Skippable? What the hell? That's what I'm talking about. Clickbait. I Spy by Pulp on Different Class. Okay. I'm not really into the Pulp stuff. Don't know. Cars Are Cars by Paul Simon on Hearts and Bones. A Man Needs a Maid by Neil Young on Harvest. Okay. Whatever. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not really into as far as a show is concerned, okay, we are kind of into those lists because we're like, what? Where is this? So I even have books that I'll go through with you guys, talking about the top 100 guitar players, whatever. A big shout out to my buddy, Guy. We lost him in December, and this was one of his shirts that I picked out from the collection that he had. This is one of I'll say his and mine favorite records is Rainbow Rising. Just love it. Such a great record. Such good artwork, and the music is fantastic. It's a 10 out of 10. That's all I can say. So, so look forward to all that stuff. Another big thank you, Alan. Really appreciate it. Appreciate your time. Can't wait to have you back on the show, especially even if we want to talk about stuff. We could talk about music otherwise. And what I really want to do is, because so much music is accessible now, in so many different ways, so many different places, especially here on YouTube, with all the different things you can find. It's just great to find bands that you've never heard before, but have existed since the 80s, 70s. We just heard about a few right there. So it's great to check out these bands. Melissa, I don't know if you're really into some of this, some of the hard rock stuff. I mean, you obviously you dig in the Rev It Up stuff. So, there's great bands out there like Santa Cruz, is another one to check out. But Santa Cruz has been around for a little bit, and I'm not sure what they're working on or what their latest thing was. I should look that up and find out. Santa Cruz. Whoop. All right. And see what we got. What's the latest? Yeah, 2016 show all. Let's see what we got. 2024. They had some singles. They had a Modern Day Madman, and also a track called "And They Preyed on My Downfall." So, 2022 was their last full album, The Return of the Kings. So, But I got into a song. I got into them off of a song. Let's see, what album was that from? It was it's called hmm, hmm, hmm. uh, wow. Wow, is it really that old? Oh, jeez. Okay, so Aiming High is the name of this song, and it's from Screaming for Adrenaline from 2013. So, wow, it's amazing. That's how old that song is already. God. Anyway, you watch the video. It's kind of cool. Singer singing, and then there's time for a guitar solo, and then the guitarist does a solo, and then boom, the lead singer does a kick-ass solo. He's a shredder too. It's all about tone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. That's what my buddy would. That's what Guy was all about. Tone. It's all had to be the tone. Hard rock and heavy metal. Well, then you're in one of the right spots. Let me ask you this, Melissa. Okay, this is a great discussion. So this is perfect. Um, it's music and the human experience. That's why it's hammer away. Um, my wife would say, "Oh, uh, there's a new person at work, and they said they like heavy metal." And I said, "Oh, you should talk to my husband." I go, "Whoop, whoop, whoop. Go back in tomorrow and ask them if they like Megadeth. If they say yes, say, okay, do you like Slayer?" And I said, if they say yes, we probably don't have a ton to talk about. If just because I'm not a Slayer fan, and I it just doesn't have a groove for me. So I don't feel it like other people feel it. So it's not to say it's good or bad. I'm just saying it doesn't strike me as yay. I want to listen to that. But it is what it is. So, do you like Melissa? Do you tend to like more melodic metal, or you just into metal? Do you like some of the no to either? So you're not really into melodic, like, well, I mean, like Camelot. I'm thinking is Camelot, Nightwish, this kind of stuff where it's and you also don't like Cookie Monster vocals. You just like it fun and heavy or hard, right? Hard rock, heavy metal, just make it cool and rocking. ACDC. Speaking of ACDC, if you've not heard, which I'm sure you have, I'm sure you've heard Airborne, another great band. If you haven't, heard Airborne, get into that because damn, that's really good. It's got a lot of energy. It's really kick ass. Um, and are you a Priest fan? That's another question for me. Do you like Priest or Maiden? Those are my two favorite bands. Um, and you like melodic, hard, and fun, not robotic. Gotcha. Yeah. Yes. Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about there. I do. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like bands. I'm not a Dragon Force fan. There's other bands that I do like, but they get into that. Um, that fast-paced drum thing. I'm like, stop. I don't need you to have a machine that doubles down on your drums. I don't. If you're not playing it, I don't care. Just take it down a minute because there's no way I can hear. I'm like, God, just stop. It's like, I don't know. It's like, well, how do you like your house? Well, I would like to live in the basement with thin ceilings and have 30 children running around all over the all over the place. Get a couple of dogs in there too. Just have them run around. That'd be great. Yeah, that's just too much. I'm like, stop. Yeah, don't like speed metal. No. No. I like some, fast metal, but you know, it's it gets ridiculous. So I heard something the other day and I'm like, okay, I kind of like this, but then I kind of didn't because it had that kind of extra overdrive, and I'm like, stop, 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 settle down. Go have a seat. Come back when you know what melody is like. Here's something for you, Melissa. If you've never heard it, they've got three albums now. They just put one out a couple of years ago. Have you heard of Arian Anthony Lucassen? He is an all around musician. Mainly he's guitar and keyboard stuff, and he's done different things. He's been working with many people over the years, and it's called Arian. But then he also has done 3 albums as um, Star One. So the first Star One album, I heard it because a woman lived in Kansas City. I met her at a Guardian Symphony X show. Are you a Symphony X fan? Um, and I met her there, and she said, "Oh, I love all these different bands, you know." And I said, "Okay, that's great." And she goes, "I'll give me your address, and I'll burn some and send it to you." So she sends me the first space metal album. Sorry, the first Star One album called Space Metal, and then I listened to it over and over because I fell in love with it, and I'm like, "This is great," but you know, the things that they're saying in this song, because there was no lyrics, no nothing. She just wrote what it was on the outside of the disc and sent it. I said, the more I listen to this song sounds like Star Trek 4, the movie. And this one sounds like Star Wars. And this one sounds like Outland. And and this one seems like Alien. But there was no, there, in the lyrics, there was nothing that was going to get him in trouble either. So he kept everything pretty vague. But they were talking about Songs of the Ocean, which is the name of the song that's Star Trek 4. And I was like, this is cool. And sure enough, I did research on it then, and all those songs were different movies. So the first album is all space. It's a bunch of his favorite outer space movies and shows. Like he did a song about Blake 7. And then the next album that came out was all about Earth-based movies. So you had like The Matrix and others. And then this latest album, which I don't know if I got to listen to it again, but it's all based on time travel. So you have The Time Machine. You have, I think there's one on there about Time After Time, which is brilliant film. I thought it was a great film. I'm getting ready to read the book. And of course, there's Bill and Ted. There's a song about Bill and Ted on there, and stuff. So, yeah. So 3 of those. Star One is the name of the band. Anthony wow, I can't even. Anyway, Lucassen. So there you go. Arian Anthony Lucassen. Really good stuff. Yeah. And the woman who's in Nightwish now, Floor Jansen, she has done singing for Star One. Both she and her sister, they really make those albums stand out. They are like angels singing in the background, just like the women in B-52s were brilliant in what they did, where they were like a horn section. So fantastic work by those ladies, and these two, woof, they're like an orchestra back in there. They're like their own section in an orchestra back there on those Star One albums. Just fantastic. I'm hoping to get Floor Jansen on here sometime. I'd love to talk to her and everything. So, all right, folks. Melissa, thank you so much. Alan, thank you so much. And thank you so much. There's so many thank yous to go around. It's amazing. And I love this conversation. This is great. I'm going to check out the Aristocrats too. I know I just was listening to them not long ago. What was the other? There was another band. I'll get into those. I'll list those for you guys. The Neighborhood. That's what it is, right? The Neighborhood. Check them out too. Really good band. So yeah, Crack the Sky, Spider-Man. It's good stuff. So enjoy. I'll get on out of here, folks. Really enjoyed this. And always remember, When you step outside your door every day, you're in everybody else's world. They're not in yours. So if you're if you're thinking people don't care if you play your phone out loud, think again. Because just don't. Get headphones. They're so fucking cheap. I know. I'm just trying to be a nice guy, and I sound like a dick. Anyway, it's just the way it is. Take care, guys. I hope you have a great rest of the week, and do take care of yourself. Good night to you, my friend, and I look forward to having you back on soon. Melissa, thank you so much, and to everybody out there that loves the music, keep it coming. I'll be here, and we'll keep it rolling. Thanks, guys.